All right. It's a little weird. I haven't done this in a while. Hi, guys. So, the good news, the title's not clickbait. I have agreed to have my company acquired for, based on this article, $110 million. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the deal because that's all just hairy. However, I will also say that it's also significantly more because the deal is based on how fast my company Hyros is growing, and it's growing a lot, so the price is significantly higher, which as the main majority vast shareholder of Hyros, that's pretty impactful in my life. And in this video, what I want to do is talk about that, how it's impacted me, and mostly relate it to you. Maybe if you have goals to be a successful entrepreneur or something like that, kind of say like, okay, this is what it's like to go through this process. This is how it affects your life. And then I kind of want to talk about more so how it's impacted me, which ties into where I've been on the channel, why I've stopped uploading videos, and what's kind of next for the channel. This is kind of just going to be a nice cozy update video to get back into it. I'm not going to be funny or wearing sunglasses or making cuckold jokes. I'm just going to be myself. I know it's not nearly as entertaining, and I won't be talking about six packs or dicks in this video, but if you just give me a chance, I feel my actual personality it isn't that disgusting. You might actually enjoy it. Just give me a moment, all right? Just be like, hey, let's see where this goes. So, first off, let's just dive into how it happened and what's going on right now. Before I get into that, this is not going to be like some tutorial video. I'm going to release a video series later on how I build primarily tech companies and try to sell them for tens of millions, or I guess at this point, hundreds of millions of dollars at this point. And so that's what will all be there. If you want to get like my actual insights and my view on business and all my biohacking routines I'm into right now that I'll talk about in this video, or investing, whatever, like deep stuff, I would follow me on Twitter at ZSS Becker. That's where I'm talking about all the things, and I've been talking about this actually much longer there because Twitter's a lot easier to use. Making one of these videos, it's a pain in my ass, but you know, let's do it. So what happened? About a year and a half ago, a company approached me proposing to buy Hyros for the number that we've discussed here, and I said yes. Why did I say yes? At this point in time, I think Hyros is at the point, and I've already stepped down as CEO of Hyros and I've moved to head of product. And the reason why I was able to say yes to selling the company is because I think Hyros needs something else to take it to the next level. I think it can be a $300, $500 million company, and I think it needs guidance from a company that's better at blitzscaling and moving things forward. And I don't think I'm the best CEO or person for the job to personally do it. Also, the cash incentive is pretty cool, and at that point, it was just a no-brainer. I might talk about the more personal things and the impact it will have, but that's the gist of it. I'm still going to be heavily involved in Hyros. I still have a good chunk of stock at Hyros on top of the deal, and I really wanted to move into a role where I was more supporting the revenue and product behind Hyros instead of when you get to a company where you're doing several tens of millions of dollars per year, you are not really being a creator or founder anymore as CEO. You're more so a manager, a recruiter, and that's not me. That's not me. I'm much more better in the creative role. So that was a no-brainer for me. Tying this in back into you, because I don't want to sit up here and talk about myself on the channel. If you build businesses, your goal is probably to make a lot of money, you know? So let me talk about maybe some expectations you could actually have if you get in a situation like this. So actually, the deal occurring was pretty almost a net negative in my life, because if you followed this channel for a long time, you've seen I've been perfectly happy living in an apartment with no furniture, and that's because I derive happiness from creating and having a destination with work. I learned it a long time ago, and anytime I start working for money or doing things for money, primarily, it's just misery, because you can't get anything from that except short-term highs buying things. It's not some spiritual thing. It's just if I wake up every single day and describe my perfect day, it's building things with purpose. That's what makes me happy. If I get up and go drive around my Ferrari, party at clubs, and do lines of blow, that's not going to get it done for me. It's going to just leave me in a bad place. And so when the deal actually happened, it felt a lot. If you ever built a video game, I remember one time I beat the most recent Zelda game, and I just had a blast the entire journey through. And then I got to the end where you have like the motorcycle and the Master Sword, and you're just like invincible. And I was just driving around, just like, what do I do now in this game? What is the point of this situation? And it was boring, and it was the worst part of the game by far. And so that was kind of the situation I was in with Hyros. Like, what do I do now? You know, what is the point to working or doing anything? And that's where I get all my happiness from. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to go travel around the world, do all this stuff, spend more time enjoying time with friends. You can do that for infinity. It's not going to get you there either. The thing that you're going to enjoy, at least if you're me, is the process of beating the game, which, for example, beating the Zelda game was the best part of it. The end of it was the worst part of it. So if you're an entrepreneur, just please expect that when you get to any financial goal, that's not the part you're going to enjoy. The part you're going to enjoy is the part getting there. And you're going to enjoy getting there in something else for the rest of your life. So let's bring this on back to the channel. All right. So why have I not been uploading? Why have I stopped? So fully transparent, the channel really shifted into like a crypto direction, and we're in a bear market. Now, first and foremost, you have to understand my motives behind the channel. If you go look at any of the other financial YouTubers or business YouTubers, they make their money making financial videos, and that's how they make all their money. I don't make very much money talking to you. In fact, the ad revenue I make from this channel is almost irrelevant. It is irrelevant to my life. Yes, this channel does benefit me a lot. I'm not going to act like it doesn't, but this is far from how I generate my income. So my motivation here is for fun and enjoyment. And if you've ever watched my channel, I talk about what I'm interested in. The topic of this channel has changed like 5 times because I just talk about what I'm into. So as we're going into a bear market and nothing's really going on, it's been the same exact range for like a year now, I don't really want to sit around and talk about that. I'd rather be talking about things that are interesting in my life and whatnot. So one of the core reasons for the channel where it shifted to really doesn't particularly interest me at this point in time. On top of that, the channel was really about trading lower cap or mid cap coins. I am still super into crypto. In fact, I'm super engaged with Neo Tokyo and NFTs more than anything. I'm just not as engaged in the shitcoin trading as I used to be. Because if you look at my companies and the money I've made from trading the past few years and the money my companies have made and the money generated from my exit, I've generated well over $170 million the last couple of years. I don't really have incentive to be trading low cap or mid cap coins. An extra $1 million here or there is not going to change my life. In fact, no money I make at this point is really going to change my life. The only goal I have at this point is to become a billionaire if I want to do like the next step or hit $500 million. And so in all aspects, the market isn't really exciting. My incentive to be in there and doing the type of trading I was doing, it's not, why would I put myself through all that stress? What is the point of doing that, especially when it's not going to take me towards my goal? And so with that being said, if I'm going to hit my goal, I need to really evolve and build different types of businesses and think about, okay, how am I going to invest my money to not make $30,000 into $1 million, but how can I turn $20 million into $100 million? That's how I have to think, and that's just not something that relates to how I was making videos before. And frankly, with the experience of this exit, I understand that going for something just to make money isn't going to make me money anyways. And so one thing I'm really inspired by is to make really like the next big company. I want to make something huge. I want to make a multi-billion-dollar company, which is what I'm working on right now. And so that's where my interest is as far as business and making money is. But to also put in perspective, one thing that I discovered after this is I went through a point after the acquisition was agreed upon where I would say it was almost kind of a dark point in my life. I didn't have anything to do. I didn't have anything to grow towards. You know what? It's kind of demotivating to be growing a company when you know that this is the price and everything's done. I'm actually working on Hyros than ever right now. And the reason for that is, as much as this video and channel is about me, Hyros it's a team effort. You know, the company wouldn't be where it is without the team. I would even say I'm almost the least of it. And I derive a lot of work happiness from the team. These are all people I've known for almost half a decade. I love working and building stuff with them. And that's where I derive a lot of happiness from Hyros and in working with the customers. And so that's really where all my focus is right now. I'm not really focused on any financial aspect whatsoever. And that's why I'm enjoying it a lot more, oddly enough, because I'm not working for the financial motives before. So I kind of had to shift my mind a little bit. And what I've actually discovered recently is just going and being the beginner in a lot of things again, that has actually brought me more happiness than any money ever could. So for example, I'm doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 5 times a week right now, taking boxing, shooting classes and stuff on the weekends, and just really being a beginner on all these things over again and starting this new company. This is where my fun is coming from. And so with those things tied in, what I'm really, really interested in right now is improving myself. These skill sets that I'm tapping into, being the best version of myself right now. So for example, I'm doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 5 times a week. I really need to get my sleep in touch. I need to be at peak health because I'm 35 right now. And I'm really focused on getting in peak physical shape, which I have been doing. And so what I'm super duper interested in right now is, how do I evolve as a person to hit my $1 billion goal? How do I evolve as a person to be someone that I'm really, really, really proud of being? And how do I evolve as a person that has the ability and recovery to do these things, the energy and stuff? So that's where my focus is on right now. And so just like in the time of my life where trading coins and being most woke crypto advice guy, that was really fun for me at the time. That was 3 years ago, 2 years ago. That's not really me anymore. The me that is now, the 35-year-old Alex, is evolving as a person. Every 2-3 years, I'm going to change radically as a person. And that's how you know you're kind of doing the right thing. If you're the same person you were 5 years ago, you're really messing up. So going forward in the channel, I am still super duper interested in crypto and investing. I'm going to be making videos on the market. I'm going to be making videos on coins, and I'm also be talking about NFTs a whole lot because that's where 95% of my interest is. I'm not really in crypto to trade little coins and make 20x's anymore. I'm either going to be in crypto to make really large gains or store large amounts of money, which I don't feel safe doing right now in crypto. I'll explain why in a future video. Or I'm in crypto to work on Neo Tokyo, which is something I actually am really passionate about, and the future of gaming crypto is something I am very passionate in working in and participating in, not just flipping coins and back alley trading in. So there's still going to be a lot of that on the channel. The thing I also want to talk more about is, all the discoveries, all the things I'm really into right now, all the things I'm learning, and how I optimize myself to handle all these things, because I think that is going to help people a lot more, and it's a lot more fun for me to talk about right now. I see a lot of people that are still stuck from crypto, and they made a lot of money in crypto, then they lost all of it or whatever, but they haven't developed any skill set as people or as men outside of that. They're incredibly weak-minded. They can't control it. They can't go to sleep on time. They feel like crap all the time. And, that was one of the core things that really made me successful. When I was living in that empty apartment and learned how to master myself, that's how I've made the money that I've made today. It wasn't that I just woke up, sat in this Magic Mike decorated office and started making money. It took a process of mastering myself, and I think revisiting that is something that really, really beneficial to viewers. So that's what I'm going to also be focusing on heavily as well, because it gets me going, and that's what this channel is for. It's primarily for me to have fun and then share what I'm having with you to hopefully improve your life as well. And I know some viewers might not like this, be like, no, we just want you to talk about these coins and whatnot. I don't care. I'm not here for you, and I'm not going to warp myself into a person just for your amusement. The whole point of being rich is I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, and do things for me. And sitting around being a dancing crypto monkey for you isn't my definition of a good time. I'd rather just not make videos, train martial arts, and work on my companies. That's just fine for me. But on weekends, I have time to make these videos, and so I wanted to get back into it. That's all there really is, guys. If you want to get faster updates or my more exact thoughts on things, my Twitter is like 10 times better than my YouTube now. That's where I'm able to put my thoughts down very clearly, rapidly, with ease. You should follow me on Twitter at ZSS Becker. I'm also always dropping stuff that I'm not dropping on YouTube. A lot of guides and conversation of how I'm growing my companies. And if you are really interested in the business side of things, you should join my NFT community, Neo Tokyo, because I'm doing almost weekly live calls with the group, breaking down how I grow the businesses, the tech, helping entrepreneurs in there. And that's what Neo Tokyo is. It's mainly a group of entrepreneurs focused on growing tech and gaming companies. So if you're like actual tech entrepreneur and you're in that, you really should go and at least check out my Twitter and check that out. And also, I know you might roll your eyes when an influencer says, buy my NFTs. If you join Neo Tokyo, you're not buying an NFT from me. The only way you can get in is getting it from another member. So you're transacting with another member. You're not paying me for anything. So just making that clear. So that being said, I don't have anything else to add. I have about 4 other videos that I'm shooting today. So subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. And that's it.